Okay, and good evening, everybody, and welcome to TFC Live Season 2, Episode 9. So here we go for a weekly update and a review of what's happened over the last weekend of BP. Evening, guys. How are we?
I'm very well, thank you very much.
Good, thanks.
Cool, excellent. Okay, so there's three of us tonight, plus myself being four, and George will be back in a little bit because he's just sorting out kiddywinks and that sort of stuff. So welcome all in the chat, and hi to the team, obviously. So interesting weekend, probably one of the most stressful weekends we've had outside of a raid, okay, because it's been packed. Is that fair to say?
It's been rather busy, mate, isn't it?
Yeah. My past weekend was more. It took more time and it was more stressful than the raid because I wanted to get the Liberators done, but it takes time to get those done. But you need them done for VXP weekend, which is really only until Saturday night PST. And then I just gave up on doing all that at once and decided.
Yeah, I mean, is it fair to say content and then followed by that word overload? Would you agree?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we'll take a look at. I mean, we'll pick the slides up in a second, that sort of stuff, and then all of a sudden we'll go, let's look at this week's content, and maybe they could have leveled it out a little bit evenly, or maybe they've taken note that a couple of people weren't very happy in various forums and that sort of stuff, and they thought, well, maybe we did pack too much in, and let's calm this week down and let people catch up. I don't know, but it's too late to catch up now because the important bit, the VXP weekend, is over. Talking of VXP, did you have much to rank, Brian? What about you, mate?
Yeah, I had 4 Prides and 2 Liberators and a Zoe's Vendetta. I got most of the Conqueror ships to 68 or 80. I got the Zoe's Vendetta done, but I only got the Conqueror ships so high because I used 1 hour fleet repairs and a Grease Monkeys for 4 run-throughs of a triple salty. I figured they'd be about 58 otherwise.
That's cool.
Next month.
Excellent. Okay, that's pretty decent, though, isn't it? Stu, what about you, mate? What have you been up to?
Sorry, I was typing in chat. What was the subject?
The VXP weekend, what did you get to rank, if anything, that sort of? If not, which of the campaigns did you do?
Pride, 2 Liberators, finished off my Ironclads, finished off my Tide Seekers, some other bits and bobs that was laying around that I just suicided for fun. VXP weekend was pretty good. I wish they'd go back to, actually being able to kill the targets, for like less damage and that, and still getting VXP. You remember like the Breather ones where you could sort of send in like Mastodons and stuff like that? You could actually kill the targets without having to suicide in to get the VXP.
Yeah, it is a bit frustrating, isn't it? And obviously this is the first time where obviously you can't employ the let's go hit salve stuff because the Conquerors can't do that,
Well, that's not really my issue. My issue is it just gets more and more expensive to do the VXP.
Well, it's die or nothing, isn't it? It's die fix or die or not die.
I find it more expensive to do a VXP target than I do to do my raid. And that's, obviously with half repair time, that's a given. But I don't really find that very fair.
Well,
that's
the interesting
about VXP.
The counterpoint to that, though, is if you had to kill targets to get VXP, then what would happen is because the armor points of these Conquerors are so high, you'd need to have a lot of ships or a lot of ship health, I guess, to deal damage to. So you'd need to put a lot of firepower on your ships. But A, that takes time to put on or coin, and B, the Conqueror weapons themselves are usually inherently weak against ships as compared to buildings. And the VXP might be tuned down in light of that fact, and as you would be quote unquote expected to get a reasonable amount of VXP per damage based on damage dealt, not only on damage dying. So you might end up with less VXP.
That's true, but I'd still like to see some way that they can implement a way that you could still be competitive in the target.
Me
too, definitely.
If you had the time to say, let's say you built 1 Pride and you decided to fit it out with your ruined scatterguns or something like that, you could actually kill the target with that 1 Pride and gain sufficient VXP. That would be awesome.
Yeah, you could do.
I do see where you're coming from.
Okay. Monster, what about you, mate?
Oh, me, mate. I had loads to rank.
You're playing catch up, aren't you?
Yeah.
So how many did you rank this weekend? Go on.
I've ranked Vendettas, I've ranked Furies, I ranked Ironclads, I ranked Tide Seekers, I ranked Prides, I ranked Libs.
And how's the ass cream going?
I've used loads, mate, because I was not impressed.
Have you got an Inco pad sat on, mate, so you can just pass urine and not get off a chair?
Tell me about it, mate. It was not fun at all. But
are you in a better place now, though?
Yes.
So it was worthwhile then in the long run, but it was a hard weekend, yeah?
It was worthwhile in the long run, but yeah, it was a bit shitty the way they did it with the conqueror holes, like. But hey, that's just the way it is.
Yeah. I'm just answering to something in chat that just popped up, but I'm not going to mention on the show because people watch this, and I'm not going to say anything about what's just popped up. So anyway, right, what we're going to do, we'll put up the slides that we have got, and because there's a little content as in the release of this week, apart from 3 pages of bug fixes and tuning, what we're going to do is we've got some stuff that Stu's put up about liberators and hitting bases and that sort of stuff. We're going to do a bit of a walkthrough, talk through of some of the examples and that sort of stuff. So we'll pop up the slides first. Like I said, we'll go through those, but I don't think it'll take too long. So let's have a quick flick through that. So that should be up hopefully. Right, and as it says there then, so TFC Season 2, Episode 9, 28th of February 2017. Those in the UK, Shrove Tuesday, it's Pancake Day. Those in the States, it's just another day. Is that fair, Brian?
We do like our pancakes and have many restaurants in which we can gorge on pancakes at all hours of the day and night because this is America.
Yeah, but
Okay.
America wins that battle anyway because they have Thanksgiving, so they get like the biggest roast dinner you've ever seen. Even though we have one every Sunday. But yeah.
Yeah, it's a fair point. So Brits, put your pancake frying pans away. You in the States, just leave them out because you don't want them tomorrow. So they crack on. Okay. Sidetracked. Yeah. All right then. So what have we got? So here we go. So this is our content for this this week. So what is Utopia? Well, let's find out. Okay, and so the mid-levels daily campaigns should be back. Okay, Clash of the Titans rerun number 754 or whatever it is. Endgame's TLC, interesting. Bug fixes and tuning, there are lots. And then deliberate or liberate. This is something we've just thrown in as a bit of extra, just for a bit of fun, which will be need interaction from the guys in chat. And I know there's a time delay, but we've got time hopefully to go through that and have a little chat. So let's have a look. Where are we going then? So Utopia, okay. So that's the format for the next. Oh, that's the name of the next raid. We know it's the last one of the season, and there you go. So there's the statement below it, and you can say that, yeah, it's going to be interesting potentially. I don't know. So it rises from the depths. What it's going to bring, but we do know obviously it's now going to be a. It's not going to be a whole raid as such. It's going to be a catch-up raid for everything. So it's going to be a text store. And in that text store, I would like, if you wouldn't mind, some people to post. We'll probably put something up on what's your best. I think we'll probably do it by, should we run a poll? What would you like to go in the text store? Is that probably a good way of doing it? What do you reckon?
Yeah, but if you do a poll, some twat's going to put bacon on there.
Yeah, but I can just call a wanker and take it off. So
Everyone puts bacon on it every time. You know, every time you see a poll on Facebook, bacon.
Yeah, anytime you see a poll on Facebook to do with BP, it's got bacon on it because it's just a
everything
standard
could
thing.
be about anything at all. You know,
But bacon is for winners.
Yeah, I mean it is. Yeah, but so much bacon.
Yeah, see, Nines is already screaming D30R, D30R. Okay, yeah, I know, and I don't know why that hasn't come back. I've said that twice so far, but yeah, it's not coming back in. But I think we do want to probably provide a little bit of guidance. Oh, look out, George is in now, so he's in.
Oh,
Hello, mate.
crap.
Hi, guys.
How you doing, mate? You're squared.
More or less.
Okay, all right, mate. So yeah, we've just had a little bit of recap of the weekend. How was your weekend, mate? Did you get much ranked and built and that sort of stuff, or did you run out of time?
I sort of ran out of time and kept on ranking until a couple hours ago, actually.
Yeah. Hush that mouth. We weren't going to mention that. All right. So yes.
But it was the weekend was a little time constrained. I think I was very frustrated. That's to put it as.
So I got sidetracked by Alan Dean's comment in chat. I quite like it, but I'm not going to read it out. Quite funny. Yeah, so good. So we just started the slides and we just said basically Utopia, the last one of the series and that sort of stuff. And obviously it's going to be it's not going to be a raid hog specific now. It's going to be a text store catch up. So I think what we should do basically is I think a poll will probably do it and it'll go silly in some areas and that stuff. But at least we'll get some ideas of what people really want. And then hopefully then Kickstarter will pick up on that and go, yeah. So D30R has already been mentioned, because the amount of people always keep saying, why can't I have a D30R? It'd be really good. So there are other things as well. Remember, in tech store, it's not just weapons, it's not just hulls, it could be anything, you know, a special, you know, and hopefully, like we said on last week's show, if they can do things in blocks, so if they're going to release a turret, release the special to go with it, and maybe something else, so, you know, and the same for a weapon, put the special in to go with it and that sort of stuff. That would be nice. Agreed? Yeah?
Yep.
Please put a Vade upgrade in.
Yeah, that sort of stuff, yeah.
Great
Oh, like
upgrade. The ampacity upgrade would be nice. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of stuff I'd like to see in the next one.
Yeah, the ampacity, there's plenty of stuff there. Nines has been timed out in chat. That's funny. That's amused me already. Okay. So, yeah, 16th is the kickoff time. Obviously, you know, because we're going to crack into the... so it sounds like a long way away, but it's not, because we're at the end of this month already, aren't we? So, yeah. So Chrome Overlay's just been mentioned as well. There's a few things that people want. So we will put up a poll, and we'll see, D5M. So there's a few things.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So good news, or it should have been. Okay. So the mid-level daily campaign, there you are, and it says then, as you can read, it's been re-enabled. Hooray! Enjoy, everybody. Well, then again, it says the campaigns are missing certain UIs. Okay, art assets. However, it says you can still do the activity and complete the campaigns as per normal. It's a visual issue only, and you will get actually the the trophy that you should, sorry, the chest that you should be entitled to. Problem is, it was busted initially, and I don't know if anybody's actually completed. I'll just wait for the chat to catch up and see if anybody's done it. So it said it should be started straight away, so people should have gotten the first one by now already.
One of the concerns that people have sent me is that, you know, at this level, they don't have, you know, like we have one where it's like a 91-ish, and then we have one that attacks our base. So we have a little bit of variety, and if you can't do one, you can do the other. This one, I think both of them are Legion targets, so if you can't do the Legion targets, you can't do either one, I think.
Okay. I mean, I sort of agree they shouldn't have to be having base attacks and that sort of stuff, because they might still not even be at level 7 targets. Some of them, some should be, but some shouldn't. You know, but then again, not the same faction. Maybe
it should also be tuned. Yeah, but it also should be tuned for you know, level 50, 60 people.
Yes, yeah, that's my point. So it's 79 down to 50, isn't it? This is the point. So yeah, so anybody's just jumped over that barrier that's maybe not in alliance still needs to be able to do this. So
at the end of the day, though, right? These guys need the chests more than what bigger guys.
Absolutely. So the price, but the damage could be down, but the price could be up, couldn't it?
Well, yeah, but it just shouldn't be hard at all, mate. Like,
no. So what, level 2 snowfall type stuff?
Well, yeah, like it should just be one of the old campaigns, like, or something like that, because these will use them a lot more. I mean, you said today you've got what, like 21 of them?
I've got a few of them.
Yeah, so like we don't need them, but the smaller guys do.
Yeah.
One thing I like Captain Lucky just said he got a 25,000 Citadel VXP token. I like the fact that they've been thinking about equipping these lower levels with stuff that they're gonna need. I mean, worst case, next raid set comes up, if you have Citadels, you'll at least be able to participate. I don't know how high of a level.
That's in the FMT tech now, isn't it? Really low in the prize pool. So yeah, a VXP token, you know, for that is a perfect thing to get, isn't it?
Yes.
So the thing that confuses me is they're throwing players Legion targets and they're throwing players skirmish targets, things that have been raids 3 and 6 months ago respectively. And I can understand that to some extent, but the thing is, as a new and kind of up and coming player, George, what should your first priority be?
FM.
Absolutely.
Yes.
FM.
So
always.
Why aren't these, especially when you add the Citadel and Punisher into low tier FM tech, so now everybody has them, why aren't some of these Garrison?
That is
That's
a good
point.
question.
Very good point. A low level Garrison target. Yep.
That would be good. I would like to see that.
Okay.
Then
But
they
bear in
could
mind,
actually
these are the
compete in
first
those
ones.
and win.
Yeah. So these are the first ones, and obviously, you know, they're going to add to that rotation cycle. It's not just going to be 2 targets. We know it's going to get. I mean, we've had a delay, and we probably should have been added another one to ours by now, and maybe next month they add another one to the lower levels to get more in the cycle. We've just got 2 options at the moment. So they have said those will step up, and obviously they'll look at, you know, the Willy Wonka's sort of golden ticket moment for one person maybe in each world, where something really, really decent comes out that you really were not expecting. So, which will encourage people to potentially do it a little bit. A bit like the old drop when you used to get the mega holes coming out of the old drag bases.
Mm-hmm.
So it's early days, but the point is, at least it's back in. That's
Well,
something.
They don't need that. They'll need the uranium and stuff like that.
What if something like that got an instant 30-day, token straight away that can do OP9 instantly, one click? For one person, that could be massive, couldn't it?
Well, at that level, do they need to be OP9?
Exactly. They don't.
With great power comes great responsibility.
Yeah. But, level 50 gets an OP9, that sort of stuff, then, at least he can stand up to all the other level 50s and he'll feel God amongst his own level, which can make
yeah, he'd never get it killed. They'd
or a
time
super,
out
just to say, do you know what, mate? Well done. You've just won. You are the one person out of the whole of the game this month, and you're going to get the blueprint for this T6 hull.
Stu.
Wow. Oh,
I saw that name and I was like, nah, mate, you're right out of here.
Oh, man.
Oh dear.
maybe some.
Nice other good evening.
Sorry, I didn't mean to react like
I
that.
guess I should be
Hilarious.
glad I don't have the chat open on the side, the YouTube thing, because it would be entirely too distracting. Yeah, like maybe what Choke Point Elite gave you 5x 7-day structure build tokens? One or two of those as a jackpot prize, let's say, because they need to build up their turrets or they need to build up their dock or their shipyard.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So I get what you're saying, but so long as it's something that's worthy and it made not a game changing. Yeah, maybe it is. Maybe a game changing. Let's just say free uranium for a week. How about that? There's certain things that can happen somehow. I don't know.
It's a good thing that they can use to actually get people up and into the game quicker. I mean, let's be honest. I was talking to someone about this the other day. When we first started playing back in 2011, right? Mm-hmm. How long, if you really wanted to, how long would it take you to get up to level between 16 and 20? The gauntlet started at about 21, 22, right? You are absolutely relevant at that point because you're in the gauntlet. So to get to 16 to 19, it didn't even take a week sometimes. And you were in the thick of it really quickly inside of a week or two. Now it's like 6 months. So this is a good way to maybe get those players up and into the game and get them feeling relevant very quickly.
Yeah, fair point. No,
it's a good avenue for it.
Yeah, no, I agree. Let's see what comes. I mean, I did pass some ideas across and that sort of stuff, but it may go up, it may not go up. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But I do know that the cycle will increase from 2. That was their intent anyway. So hopefully they'll take note and give people some other options as well. Maybe put a sub one in. What do you reckon, mate? Just for Liam.
Bite your tongue, man. Yeah, if they did it just for Liam, sure. There you go.
Just for Liam. I was thinking actually, I wonder if they're auditing, because we already know that lots of the high level ones are guys that are all just doing the base one, and when it gets to going out and actually having to drive your fleet, you're like, oh, sack it, I'll do the other one tomorrow. They're just like doing every other one now.
Because I'm doing that.
Yeah, me.
A lot of people are like, oh, I don't need these chests. I'll just leave that one and I'll stack up on the
like, I don't feel like driving. I'll just wait for tomorrow.
Yeah, that's like 40 minutes of concentration and 2.5 hours of repair for me personally. So I was like, nah, I don't want to do that. I want to play today.
Yeah. Well, I just do it in the night and just go, right, I'm going to sleep now. That's it. Do that on auto when I'm prepping myself, clean my teeth, and then fix. Good night, I'm off. So, it's good. But only because I'm bored. But there we go. Right. Okay. So there you go. Mid-level stuff's back. Crack on, guys. Rumor is on chat, as I've seen. Somebody said, hey, Hefe, hey there, mate. Hefe's in chat now as well. Robin's just said that the rumor is already come back in that the damage is definitely toned down and it's doable. So let's see where that takes us. Okay. I'm sure we'll get some feedback on the page.
I'm going to try on one of my own accounts.
Yeah, okay, mate. You can do that at the same time. Concurrent activity. Blokes can do that, apparently.
Oh, I can't do 2 things at the same time. You crazy?
All right. Okay. Hey, bros in chat as well. Hey, mate. How you doing?
I don't
Right.
want to talk about Clash of Clans.
So, Clash of Clans, Mega Hole stuff. Stu, do you want this one, mate?
Yes.
All right, yeah, okay. So I sent my mega hole, which, yes, I have a mega hole for those of you still surprised in chat. Shut up, George. And I thought, yeah, I'll give this campaign a go. This would be great fun. I have 3 cannons on my mega hole. It wasn't great fun. It wasn't very fun. I died.
All you were doing was
very
hovering
quick.
over the
and I
retreat
tried to
button.
retreat as well. Like we were all on Hangout earlier doing it. I was sitting there trying to spam the retreat button to get out. I hit retreat, crashed, and was still in there while my engine was being blown up. So I'm a little bit butthurt about this campaign right now.
Yeah, but you did try to do a campaign with, like, you know, that wins you all that tier 6 kit, you know, and all the prize pack kit 6 kit with a bloody
Yeah,
mega
let's
hole with 3 basic level 1 cannons on it.
Let's be fair.
You
Stu-
didn't tell
Stu
me how
did
this thing
not-
works. I just thought, well, I just run
Stu
it in
did
there.
not- Yeah, Stu did not actually watch the Mega Hole show that we did, so he has
Nope.
absolutely zero clue about what to do with this thing, which is hilarious.
Hey, someone's got to be the noob, yeah? All right, don't be hating on me. Hate on the game or
Mongoloid.
something.
Anyway.
like that, yeah.
Mongoloid. Oh dear, you did make me smile. So there we go, Clash of Clans. It's there for you guys. Okay, then obviously it starts now. Yeah, it's up and running noon today, obviously, and runs right through till Tuesday 7th. Okay, of March. Wow, talking that into a new month. Oh dear. But yes, you did make me smile earlier on. Nines has been blocked again.
He
who
mentioned
got him-
something
who got
about
him
me
this
reading
time?
something, and I was like, yeah, I'm timing him out.
Nines
Wow.
has basically not even survived the first 22 minutes of the show. I'm quite enjoying this. It's making me giggle. Oh dear. We're supposed to be serious tonight. It's not happening.
I don't
Right.
know. Were we?
Yeah, I think so.
Were we? Yeah.
Well, maybe not. I don't know. Anyway.
Oops.
Okay.
No one sent me the memo.
Endgame TLC. What can we tell you about the Endgame TLC? Absolutely nothing.
Damn thing.
Not a damn thing. I couldn't get a squeaky anything out of anybody. And so you'll see some information in the upcoming Endgame TLC, the second faction TLC in the series. Okay, then featuring Draconians. We know that much. Okay, the campaign. Yeah, it should be available next week. So, and that was confirmed by the radio as well. So next week it will come along. So it's, you know, whilst things are pretty quiet, because
We can speculate.
we can speculate what we like. Go on, make something up, George.
I mean,
You're
because
good at that
well, they
sort of
did.
stuff.
Well, they actually posted something about that transmission to Zoe,
Hmm.
and you know, some guy stabbed this girl
yeah.
with something mega.
Sorry, I'm being childish.
Said
Well,
that they had.
welcome
Guy said he had a big gun.
Yeah,
I'm reading it right here. Said they had a big gun. A big gun. So I'm maybe guessing it's either for the mega ship or it's a turret. Something.
what about it's a new?
Could be interesting.
Oh, I don't know. It could be a new mega ship blank, so we can have a draconian mega ship.
Well, I
No,
won't
they
be doing
said
that,
they already
though.
said.
No.
Yeah, they already said that the next one was going to be Reaver anyway.
It ought to be. Yeah, I have to say. Maybe
Um,
it's a big gun to go on your mega ship. I don't know. Maybe it's a turret to go on your base.
Do we get the giant turret from the Scourge targets that shoots the
Ooh, yes,
radioactive
please.
everything?
Yes,
everywhere?
please. I want that one.
nice.
Yeah. I also want the DNX from obviously the last bit of the Liberator one as well, because I like that.
Oh, damn, son. Yeah, but it's yeah.
Hey,
and
we
it's
might see
draconian.
that. We might see that for the next hull.
Which has got the craziest amount of thermal on it ever,
Ooh.
I have to say.
Oh, does it?
Oh yeah, mate, because I took
Who
him
does
one Hellwraith stuck to go up and kill it, and I wasn't paying much attention, and I think it's got like 300 thermal range or something stupid, and I
Oh
killed all the
my.
turrets, killed all the torque turrets already. And I thought, oh yeah, it's got a range. It won't be very much. Oh, it was from one end to the other end. I was like that. Thanks for that.
You just move too fast for the mortars, man. Got to keep
I was
going.
chasing that away, yeah, but I was too busy doing other stuff, so you know, I wasn't paying attention. I just sent it up there roughly around it, and I went, "Where's my sub gone?" It had gone, literally. So not only was it firing mortars, it was firing mortars that could hit underwater as well. Little shizer. Right.
We do
Anyways.
know there was one thing that we do know about this, and we do know that the Liberator Hull, which will be discussed later on,
Uh-huh.
that we won from the last TLC, is supposed to be the go-to hull in this TLC, as the Pride was in the other one. So do that, I guess. Hope you got them ranked? Question mark.
Yeah,
That's going to
potential.
annoy some people.
Yeah.
This is
Except
gonna
for-
get awful clustered if we're gonna have one of these each week, and we've got to get a new hull and build it and rank it. Well,
Yeah,
Well, it's
like,
not each
why?
week. It's each month, isn't it? One of these is to come out every month. So this is the
Maybe
second
it's
one.
not going to be for a hole, though. I mean, who says this has to be for a hole?
Oh, I don't think I hope it didn't imply that because no, it could totally. I hope it's a turret because we kind of need turrets against
Yeah,
these.
that's what I
new-
was just thinking. Why not some turrets and some specials? Man? Just get some extra shit in the game.
Yeah, but
I mean, that wouldn't cluster us, and it kind of makes sense. At the end of the day, I mean, we've already had 2 PvP bases. We're going to have a PvE hole to build next raid. Makes sense to give us something for our base. I mean, building new stuff is something that we can probably never have too much of. No, that's a bad word. I can't say that because they'll release 50 turrets now, and then I'll be screwed. But no,
Well,
I mean,
put the
have
disruptor missile. I mean the Harrier missile. I mean the blade missile. Wait.
Which one?
But no, yes, you get the point. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, interesting. Well, it is what it is. What can we say? So something's coming. Okay, it's a TLC. It's in next week and that sort of stuff, and it's got Draconian written all over it. So enjoy. That's all I can say. What it's going to be and where we're going to go. We have seen a little. If you go in for your badge, and you can see the badge. Was yours still there? Because I know you looked stewed as well, didn't you, mate? I noticed it.
Sorry, say again.
The badge for the TLC. It's already up and in, isn't it?
It might be the other Stu you're talking to.
Blacked out. Somebody looked at. Was it George that looked at it? Somebody looked at it earlier on.
I looked
Who
at it.
was.
I
Yeah,
will
yeah.
attempt to sign.
It's,
Has anybody logged on the game at the moment? See if it's still there. Because if not, I've got a picture of it, but I have to go and
I'm logging on. I'm logging on right now.
I'll just go and, I took a copy of it. I don't know where I saved it, but I definitely took a copy of it from somewhere. Yeah.
And if there are supposed to be 5 of these kicks, please not every 2 weeks.
It says here,
Please,
yeah, so complete all
1 to
5
4
mastery rounds of the Endgame campaign. So there's a bit of a hint. Okay, so there's 5 rounds.
So it's a limited technology one.
Yeah. I'm just reading the badge off. So the badge is basically a shield with a, well, it's a draconian, like griffin or whatever it is. It's supposed to be in the middle of it. So it's definitely Drac, isn't it? So,
Dragon?
is it the dragon? I don't know what that is, man. I can't see it.
They're called Draconian.
Oh, mate, stop it.
I'm assuming
Don't
Dragon.
be so obvious. Yeah, you're probably right. Okay.
Occam's razor.
Stick to your math. Okay, moving on. Right. I want to roll tonight. Come on. Next one. Right, so base planner. This is another interesting one. Okay, so hurrah, at last. Okay, then. Yeah, so the base planner now, you get 5 slots. Okay, that's great. So we've been wanting that for ages, haven't we? Okay, you only had 2, the original 1 plus 1 spare and that sort of stuff. So now we've gone up to 5. However, there's a UI issue there straight away. And as you see, instead of it's looking visually that you've actually just gone up to 5, they've added 5. You can't have 7. It's not possible. So you're only actually going to get 5. And they're going to fix that in a little while. But it's decent.
So,
But everybody's just using the one base. It just goes in a snail, doesn't it? And they just change the outside bits. The middle's the same. So, yeah.
So my new moment is I was working on a base design to change my base to because my base, well, it's okay, I guess. And I was looking through and I was testing it and I pulled open the menu and I saw slot 1, slot 2, slot 3. So I went all the way down and saved this thing, like my current base, just in case I didn't want it, I could change it back in the 3rd slot. But there is no 3rd slot. So it saved it in the 2nd slot, which was over the thing I was working on.
Oh, no.
So
Ouch.
kind of lost my work and had to, scramble and redo. I mean, I could do it, but this will help with that. And it's good now that there's 5 because like they show in the graphic when you log into the game, there are now 5 factions and maybe you want a separate base layout for each faction.
That's actually a very good point, Brian, saying that. I mean,
smart.
Even like
very good
faction boasts the damage of each specific turret or whatever,
I pay attention, you guys.
That's actually really smart. Like I didn't actually think of that myself, but that's very true.
Well done.
I mean, if you think about it this way, like going further into what Brian said, like I mean, where you put your turrets in your base matter, and especially if you're using a faction to boost the damage. So saving a different layout to have maybe a missile at front for your Legion or explosive turret at front for your Drag, that makes sense.
Hang on a minute, backtrack. What do you mean where you put your turrets in your base matter? Says who?
Says me.
All right. Okay.
Where
You're
did
one
we
of those.
find him again?
You're in one of those alliances that cares. I know. Okay.
Oh, I see what this is. That's it. The PVE
Try
is
hard.
gang up on me. All right, that's it. I'm going on blue.
Okay. Anyway,
The only potential downside I could see with this is, there's one slot per faction, but some people might want to switch a marginal turret of a certain faction to the one of a different faction. Like if you were Legion, you might want to switch out a Deadeye to, say, a Ballista if you went Forsaken, because you want the extra ballistic damage and that ballistic effect.
okay.
So maybe not across all factions would you want your base the same layout in terms of turrets. But other than that, great.
He's been greedy now. But apart from that, it's good. Right. Come on, let's move on. Excellent. So there we go. So that's it. Base planet, extra slots, overdue. Thank you very much. Moving on. Oh, Stu, my man.
All right, man. Additional adjustments have been made to the display rotation of ships in the base planet. This should address issues where the ship could be shown facing a different direction in the base planet compared to base view.
Is everybody aware
Pretty
that?
sure that was in the last bug fix.
But it didn't
The
work.
last two,
Okay.
actually. The last
Yeah.
two.
Okay, so maybe third time's the charm. It's fixed. Let's go with
So,
that.
has anyone actually tested that quickly and had a quick look? Because I've had that same issue this week.
Let us know
several
in
times.
chat if someone has.
Yeah, someone put in chat and just say they checked it and that sort of stuff. Yeah, that's been annoying because they ended up about 45 degrees off, aren't they? Which is like, I don't know.
I don't know.
It doesn't.
I've never really noticed
It doesn't make a freaking difference, does it? To be honest, because no one actually has them really set on patrol, so it doesn't matter a great deal. But it's just visually annoying. It's just, I put them that way. It's like my OCD kicks in. I hate it. It just annoys me.
Yeah, that ship doesn't look so pretty anymore. Please move.
Yeah, because the angle's not right. Anyway, show his left side looks better.
All right. Address the rare case where a player could be blocked from upgrading the mega module / mega weapon when they should have been allowed to. It would have been nice to know what the rare case was, but okay. Fix the minor visual issue where class icons could be placed such that they went outside of the well-mapped target context menu borders.
Oh, really? Didn't know that.
Did not know that either.
Okay.
The description of a mega module in the Foundry research pop-up can now be scrolled through so that the whole text can be read, rather. My bad. Read. Fixed an issue where the wrong player name could be used when displaying an alliance invitation / request in the messaging system, but they haven't fixed the fact that my base has one name and my fleets have another.
Yeah, we've got the same issue in my alliance. Someone's base says one thing and launches his ships, and it says something completely different. That's been going on forever, hasn't it?
And have you noticed if you view a base that's getting it, it says...
Oh, that's been happening.
It still says you're doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's been happening for ages. I was hoping that was... I think they tried to fix that twice and screwed up both times. So maybe third time's the charm with that one too.
Yeah, it's interesting. Anyway, okay, move on.
You skipped a page.
I did. Sorry.
Yes, you did. Nope.
You skipped a page.
You skipped a page. Are they out of order? You went from 1 to 3.
Oh, I didn't. We've got 2 threes.
I'll do number 3.
We've got 2 threes.
All right, well, I'll do number 3 and then I'll do number 3.
Stu made these, so we're going to have to, forgive him.
I did not make these. Right.
Come on then.
If you could go get the other picture or whatever, I'll read out number 3.
Cool.
The show blueprint button in the blueprint found pop-up will now properly direct to the intelligence lab when multiple blueprint found pop-ups are stacked on top of one another. I had no idea that was a thing. Centered the icons shown for prizes in the campaign complete pop-up and made more space so that more can be displayed at once.
Interesting. So that means there's more coming in there. Oh, that's interesting.
Could
Okay.
be, you're
It's a
right.
visual improvement. So yeah, okay.
Fixed a case where a player could rejoin a combat that they had already ended by using the collapsed fleet manager.
Didn't know you could do that. Yeah. So you've seen that. So when you go press H and everything drops down, that sort of stuff. But then the little shiny thing comes up in the bottom right hand corner, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You could reconnect through that way, couldn't you? I don't know.
Oh yeah, I've done that a couple of times. Yeah, like it's kind of like lag between.
Yeah, there's a lag basically.
fleet
You can go
and
back in it. There's
lockdown,
nothing
yeah.
happening. There's no need to go back in because the combat's finished.
Yeah, yeah. Brian's in hysterics over there because I'm guessing he's tried that once or twice. Fix the.
I'm reading the chat against my own.
All right. Okay.
Okay. Fix the learn defense button that can be shown to newer players after their base is attacked so that it properly directs to a tutorial video on base defense.
Okay, so that's for low
I
level.
wonder how outdated that video is. I'm going to have to go check that out.
I was just thinking that, man.
Yeah.
Okay, so players should no longer be shown the option to join attack on the co-op target for which they are already engaged in combat with.
Didn't know they were, but yeah, okay.
I did actually. There was a couple of times where I've tried to hit a Forsaken mission target, like because I help a friend by running my tank through there, and he doesn't damage it. And it's giving me the option to join it again, even though I'm already in there. It's pretty
really?
strange.
Okay. Go on to page 3 then.
Yeah. Wait. Oh, so you just called it page 3, but they're different on it?
Yes. Because you were reading them out tonight, mate, so I put 2 3s in to confuse you, and it did confuse you.
It did, yeah. All right. Fair play. Well played. Okay, so fixed an issue where drone tactical modules could not be swapped out. Refit mode without first clearing the tactical module slots. I hate it. Cleaned up the display of time in the token use pop-up. Fuck it.
Addressed an issue with the flow of researching a retrofit so that a player will no longer be able to attempt another action in the brief period where the retrofit action has not yet begun.
Hang on a minute, I got this.
And in English, that means what?
Didn't sound like it.
You got to get your numbers right.
You
Hang on, I got
something.
this. I got this. The base attack over pop-up will no longer display the text damage when there is no damage to report. Yeah, that's really annoying.
Okay.
Amazon's web service contain host is having an issue. This is impacting many web media services. For BP, players are unable to load battle playback, and some new images are missing from the game. Players may also be experiencing issues loading into the game. Fixed.
Okay, so that was fixed earlier on this afternoon. Okay, so that has now resolved itself. I haven't tested whether it can, but obviously the playback videos weren't working because they're loaded and hosted by Amazon web services, basically, as are lots of things like Netflix and that sort of stuff. So that was it. Yeah. Ford's just saying we're on Hooch tonight. Maybe we are. I'm not so sure. Okay. Maybe it's delirious from doing too many TLCs and too much VXPing. I don't know what it is. But
we're just exhausted from the damn weekend.
It is.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. Ren's lost all his hair and everything. It's been an interesting weekend.
That's why he's not on.
That's why he's not on. There it is.
Yeah, it's all gone. So there we go. So let me go back one, if you wouldn't mind. Addressing the issue with the flow of researching of retro. What is that? Sorry, what's that mean? What's that all about?
So a while back, there was a rumored thing where you could get 2 retrofit levels where you could get 1 if you refreshed at the proper time, I guess. And I think this is trying to close another loophole where maybe that could have possibly reopened. I don't know.
All right. Never experienced that, I must admit. I finished R&D yonks ago. And all the other thing I get now is when you do some mega ship stuff, you just get that little disc outside, but that's because of that and nothing to do with R&D. But
it's on retros in your
retrofit.
Retrofit,
Sorry.
Sorry. Yeah. Well, then, I don't know. I don't retrofit anything anymore now either, so. Okay.
We haven't had to.
Right. Is there any of those that you want to go back over? Are you quite content with page 3? Stu, you right with page 3?
Yeah, go screw yourself, mate.
We have yet another one for you.
Brian, are you happy with page 1? I should have made them all page 3.
Yeah. I thought I had to read that out, and I was about to start reading that out. You're a dick.
Yeah, that was already done, guys. I warned you. I pay attention.
Oh dear, I got you. That was brilliant tonight. And for those in chat and watching, obviously, I will change it for the PowerPoint. Sorry, for the PDF upload that I'm going to do later on. But mate, you shouldn't have offered to do a readout tonight because I knew it would fox you. Right. Let's move on. Sorry, buddy. I couldn't help it. It just had to be done. Let's move on. So we're going to go to this now. So this is our little show filler, okay? Because look, as we guessed, we're about 20 minutes short here. So everyone now is obviously building the Liberators because you got 6 days worth of build tokens for free. We know you can't build a decent hull in 6 days, but it's a nice giveaway and that sort of stuff, you know. It's not the hard. If you've got prides and you've got a decent FM fleet, it's not the hardest TLC to do, to be honest. I didn't think so. You know, I managed to get it, and there's been plenty of videos out there, and no one's going to, you know, gloat at anything at all. But I think with reasonable stuff, anybody could do it, to be honest. And the fact that you get okay, you get some VXP for one of the holes, but if you did it early on,
I know a lot of people were like, "Oh my god, I don't have Citadels. I use Vendettas for my
yeah."
raid
So
or
that
whatever."
caught
You
them out,
didn't
didn't
need them. You can
Yeah,
your Cannoneers with just an FM tank that you used with your Vendettas.
Yeah.
I did. I got bored of using Citadels and just used my Cannoneers.
yeah. And somebody's built a full fleet, haven't we, Monster? And been having fun.
Yeah.
Because they are nuts.
Yeah.
However, so this video is going to show you basically some people that maybe are not used to driving around this type of hull. And maybe we're going to have a little stop on some of this video clip and just discuss bits about it and let people catch up in chat as well, because we know there's a 10-second lag and that stuff. And so we can talk about bits and bobs and maybe not how to drive fleets in base hits, because people are now going, wow, I've got this monster hull and that stuff, I'm going to go and smash that guy that's 50 levels higher than me. Great, but you haven't got necessarily the skill set to go and pick apart a really technical base. Then clearly you need to learn the skill set, is all I'll say. You know, and that's not being derogatory or disrespectful, it's just experience. That's all it is, and it proves. And this video definitely highlights that point, I think.
I mean, if you never drove CXs, mate, then you probably...
It's great, Monster, you said that, because yeah, you were saying earlier on today, this is basically like a 2017 version of MCX, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah, I greatly agree with that. I have to say, I think it's
Well,
right.
I am not putting assault missiles on it. All right.
Any reason?
But you
That
got
for 6 hours trying to kill an alpha behemoth.
Okay, so you have to just say stop when you want to stop, Stu, because obviously this is your video and that sort of stuff, and then we'll have a little discussion point. So it'll click forward, it'll stop.
Well, you stop whenever you feel like stopping.
Okay, all right. You got to pick on me now. All right, okay. So we'll say nice intros. Start with, all right.
Ah, it's pretty sexy, isn't it?
Okay. So there's something straight away, isn't there?
Yeah. Well, I mean, entering in the wrong side, and I wasn't online at the time as well, so you had plenty of time to look and what was going on, back out, go in somewhere else. But
so at the moment, okay, yeah, I mean, if you weren't online, okay, that means then he allowed it to go through its 15-second countdown. Now I would have then instantly selected all and then gone up northeast and gone up out the way to start with and let myself recalculate where I'm going to be.
yeah, I mean, the way I usually pick a base, when I pick a base, if you've got the 15 seconds, use it. See what's there quickly on the island. And if there's too much stuff on that island that's too close to you, just back out and come here somewhere safe. Give yourself some time to breathe.
I mean, fortunately, that's not a set of prides, because they'd have been annihilated if he come in like that, because obviously they wouldn't have split in time and then he'd been scuppered. So, but that fleet obviously came in on auto start and he hadn't recollected his fleet together, to get himself set up. So they're off doing their own thing already. So you've got to regain that. And sometimes that can make a huge difference. So that's one point. Trying to hit the stop button where I can. Okay, so what's the problem there? What's going to happen now? Look at the back there.
This one.
Where's his Vendetta?
Go on, Brian.
Too close.
Okay, so what's going to happen? What's the problem with the Cat Morts? We all know that they've got the monstrous amount of splash possible, haven't they? So what's likely to happen to that Vendetta at the back? Okay,
Especially if you kit them out right. If you kit out those Cat Mortars like I have, they have an insane splash.
Yeah. Ren, the answer is yes, I've got one, mate. If you want one. Okay. Yeah, so basically that Cat Mort is still hitting, obviously, where those Liberators were, because they're fast and they're going past it. And the next couple of, obviously, we call them cheese puffs. All right, are still... Now, the cheese balls. But the problem is that Vendetta is coming in now, because they've selected all and he's going to drive in. So that Vendetta is now going to be right in the splash path, unfortunately. And it's not going to do it any favors, because the fact that it hasn't got any bloodthirst on it and that sort of stuff, it's not going to help it in any way, shape, or form. Boom, and there it goes. It's gone. Okay, so that was the driver's owner-operator fault, wasn't it? So now he's lost his mort capability. So that was foolish. Definitely very foolish.
There's also another one right here as well. Have you noticed what he's targeting at? Well, before
I
saw the button.
There you go.
But if you notice what he's targeting at here.
So he's targeting stuff on the outside of the channel, not on the inside of the channel.
Like the one thing that's actually dealing some severe damage to his ships, he's not targeting. He's targeting the warehouse.
Yeah, and that's why his front ship's nearly done.
I mean, if you're gonna, I mean, if this is his prep run, which I presumed it was, because obviously he came back in for another hit.
He's
Like,
probably targeted.
Sorry, go on, mate.
So he's probably targeted the ship, but because the warehouse is the closest thing to his boats, that's what it's shooting at.
I think you're right. He's probably
got to target something. You should be targeting the most damaging item in there. And there's a hyena turret right front.
I think what he's doing is he's targeting the ships, mate.
So would you think the right thing to do then is to probably go northeast and then go out wide, or to actually come back in on the southeast face and then take out, because he's going to go and hit the base. He's not planning on stopping. Is to take out that stuff, because they've also got, obviously, they've got the aura on them as well, which is going to put him into freeze effect. So even if he does blow up one of those warehouses, it's going to stun him as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
So he's going to be stunned and sat there. Oh, even if it's just for half a second, okay, but he's still going to get that effect as well. So
I mean, that half a second is another hyena missile up.
It's another hyena missile, or it's more for obviously that, you know, that level 3 scatter there. It's just chucking out crap on them and that sort of stuff as well. So there's lots of things basically there that's wrong with this. And one is his approach. It's the clearest thing. He's lost his mortar support. It cannot do its job anymore. And
at the end of the day, he can outrange that blunder as well. That blunder doesn't have a range transfer from it. So if he wanted to avoid some damage, because I mean they do take ballistic damage, he could outrange that.
Yeah, very much so. And the drag fact as well. I know you've got quite a lot of mortar defense, but there's always minimum bypass damage and that sort of stuff. There's always a bare minimum these things must do. So no matter you got the 80k, explosive defense, those ships they're getting dragged behind are still going to get some damage hitting on them. So let's see if we can press play and carry on then. So that should be probably the end of that one when it's, look, wham, wham, thank you, ma'am. That's it, job done. Here's another one then. So what's wrong with this starter? Same guy. So look what he's doing with his vents. So they're hitting the mort's hitting it, and because of the splash, see here it goes again. Okay, so he's second time.
He's targeted his ship there, his back ship.
Yeah. So he's forgotten about everything else already again, hasn't he?
I find this hilarious, this part. I mean,
yeah. So we'll go back a little bit to that point there. So if people weren't clear, that there you go. So he's rushing in now. He's thinking, I know what I need to do. He's keep the Vendetta on the outside. Great, okay. But what do we got? We've got 173 at least on splash bonus from the catwalk, which has got obviously a huge splash radius anyway, as rendered a video on that previously. So, parking his Vendetta there in front, he should have been at least, 20 ships lengths away, at least. Probably the edge of his circle there, right at the front where that obviously. But the problem is, until they're in range of shooting something, those liberators as well, that Vendetta is automatically going to target that hull. The turret that's on the outside as well. It's not going to actually want to fire into the center, unless he's selecting all. So he's got that first ship getting hit on the inner edge, hasn't he? And then he's got to wait all the way until he gets to the liberator that's the next one on the inside edge. But the problem is, the cat mortars are raining down on him. Have killed his Vendetta before he even got anywhere near that. Agree with that, guys?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's just. Oh my God!
You've done it again.
Yeah, sorry. Let's step forward a little bit. No, a bit too far. Okay. So, what would you say was his main concern around this point?
Well, I mean, as you said before, if he had taken the time to actually think and prep the base, he would have taken out that lab, as you see.
He's doing a bit of spin there, isn't he? He's like, oh, I'm panicking now, so I'm doing a bit of a 360 at that point there. Okay.
And he's just dancing for me, he's showing off to me. He's like, oh yeah, I've got you. I'll show off. I'll do a bit of dance.
Well, it's not exactly that, because then all of a sudden, I don't know if something went into overload. I'm not quite sure what happened then, but there was a massive change in the level of life left on his fleet at that point there.
Oh, that's the Liberator.
It could be your Liberator, which is loaded up with some, obviously, not necessarily the missiles for hitting a base, but the missiles for defending a base. So, good. Okie dokie. That's fine. And yeah, and when he gets to that point, then obviously, and you've obviously got your lead retribution there as well, which won't survive, but actually it's not got much left anyway. And obviously you've got a secondary, in fact, you've got 3 levels of turrets, haven't you? So you've got the frontline turrets, an inner wall, in fact, there, which he hasn't even made it yet. And if he isn't careful, there's a very clever placement of the warehouse that's there in the center, because it's central channel, and if he doesn't target the turret by himself, it'll auto hit that warehouse anyway. Even if it retargets, it'll retarget from the red ret, and it'll go and hit that warehouse first. and you've got a UAV chucker behind it, and that sort of stuff, and plenty of turrets there. There's another. Is that another hyena turret at the back as well? There is.
Yeah, there's one hyena between the glacial
and that's in range now already, then, isn't it? Because he's not that.
That's got a range transformer on it.
That's already hitting. So yeah, interesting. Okay, let's carry forward then.
Prioritize your targets is what you got to do.
Yeah, very much so. So there you go. Look, he's there. So he's hitting that warehouse, which means everybody else is still shooting him. Here's a fresh guy. Yeah. Okay, so
this was, if you pause it quickly, I actually completely redid like my base with about 6 million base parts this morning, and this guy came in here. So,
now, as anybody knows, how does a pride work? It needs pride for, okay? So it needs to be away from every other ship, but also to get its maximum boost capability, you need to have more than one in a fleet. We all know that. So at the moment, then, this guy has brought one in. So what's he going to be weak on? Penetrative resistance, it's not going to have the boost because it needs 5 ships in there to have a really decent standoff against any of the missiles, particularly, even executioners, that sort of stuff. So this now is weak in extra areas, okay? And he's made it his lead ship as well. If you're going to use this thing, you should have actually sent the other ships in first. I would have gone first. Send the other ships in first and send this one in last. So he's gone about it arse about face as far as I'm concerned. I don't know what you guys think. Would you agree with that? Would you put this one behind rather than in front? The missile ships don't need the walls down, do they? So what's the benefit of putting in a scattergun ship in front?
Not much unless you're trying to distract something that's going to hit you. I mean, it depends on the base. I mean, in this one, I don't know that I'd probably have more than just one, honestly. This one probably had a three pride and 2.
Yeah, I had the combination come at me. That's what I did worse.
Right.
But, I mean, that was an even worse driver, if I'm honest. But yeah, I'd probably agree with George. I'd probably run 3 prides and 2 liberators over.
I don't know what you've got in your base there, mate, but you've got anything that's going to be firing missiles, especially got anything that's going to get the overload. Let's just say you had a Zoe's at the back there, and then all of a sudden you've got, let's just say, a Spite at the front, and when it gets its boost and its overload and it goes its 200%, it's going to go nuts, and that pride would die in seconds, absolutely seconds. It'd be gone.
I just don't know why he's mixed the fleet for.
No, I don't know. I'm not quite
probably,
sure.
He maybe didn't have enough liberators done with
I'm thinking that's it, but the pride shouldn't have gone in first. They should have gone to the ass end of the fleet, to be honest. So it's going to be a dead hull in seconds, which it definitely is. So let's sit forward and see where we are. Yeah. So the splash obviously hitting the Vendetta's gone. Here he goes again. Now he's thinking a bit more now. Yet again, the pride's going in first.
Pride's dead.
There you go. It's gone. Why? Single pride by itself. And he's also trying to control the ships in 3 different groups there. That's hard to do. There you go. Splash again. Vendetta's getting a good slamming again.
I was tempted to put bye-bye Vendetta again, but I thought maybe that's overkill.
And we know now that this fleet, only through experience now, because everybody's watching the same thing, that this fleet is not going to make it. Because if 5 can't make it, 1 and 2 isn't going to make it.
He keeps on making the same mistake too. That's the issue.
Okay, so that's not a case of like, hey, look how clever I am and that sort of stuff. But that's just, we picked down that video particularly because it's, not making names of anybody and that sort of stuff. But what we are saying is just that, think about what you do with your base hitting, and if you're now in a position where you are
prioritize
prioritize
that shift click, like this. I'm surprised by the amount of people that don't know that shift click is a thing in this game. Like, I mean, the ability to target a building while not stopping your movement is so important in this game. You need to, if you haven't already learned how to use it, practice to learn how to use it now. It'll be so much grateful later on, especially if you're using cannoneers and stuff like that as well. It works in everything.
Yeah, it did me great in the last raid. I couldn't kill a stun building outright. I was moving past it, and I made him switch to the stun building, and that's how you get it done.
Yeah, I mean, as well as that as well, like, look at the weakness of every hull that you're using and prioritize your target based on that. So let's say you're running into my channel and there's a Gargoyle 3, 2 blunders, and a Hyena missile. Outrange the blunders, ignore the Gargoyle 3 because you're pretty much immune to it, and then kill the Hyena. Don't target the warehouse. Cover that Hyena. That thing's the one that's going to try and trash you quick.
Okay, I mean, it's obvious that some of the top level players there, they are walking bases at the moment. Okay, let's hope it gets rebalanced back again. We all are unhappy of the extra range on that particular hull at the moment, you know, and it was dialed back on one of the previous hulls. It hasn't been dialed back on this one. So I think there's more stuff to come. Okay, so we'll just live with the pain for a moment, and we'll hope they'll rebalance things with maybe this next week's TLC, hopefully, that's coming out, that might give us a bit of a aid.
Yeah,
but you know,
why should they dial the hull back for, mate? Because there's bases out there which can stop them.
Yeah, there are some bases out there that stop them, but not everybody can stop the best people.
I don't think, honestly, if a decent skilled hitter came at me, like we're talking like, you know, a decent skilled hitter with a decent build, they would probably get me. Like, I don't think because I stopped these two fleets that I'm invulnerable. There's no way in hell I'm invulnerable. I've never said once that I'm unbeatable. And I've never been unbeatable.
So just pick up on one of the technical terms there, shift click, which isn't really a technical term, but it's a combat action. I don't know how he's going to show that basically, but I'm sure Ren will do a shoot video because he's very good at those and that sort of stuff. You know, I'm all streaming.
He references hover over your target and click.
He references it in a bunch of his videos.
Yeah,
I mean, he's done it. He's done it several times.
But to display how the actual is carried out and that sort of stuff, you know, so people that aren't keyboard, a lot of people are used to the old games consoles like on Xbox 360 and that sort of stuff. So on keyboard, some people aren't so good with the keys and that sort of stuff. So savvy, that's the word, mate. Yeah.
I think there's actually somewhere around, there's a control, like a dialogue of all the controls for the game somewhere.
Yeah, it's in the options. I'm pulling it up to find
someone made a video of all of them too, I think.
Yeah, in fact, I've got that. Hang on 2 seconds. Let me just quickly see if I can find it while we're chatting. So, yeah, okay. So that was the craziest weekend, I would say, we've had for a long time for off-raid content. I think that was a bit.
Andrew Hart's just posted some sort of link.
Has he?
Chat,
The tips, yeah.
All right. Cool.
Is that the controls? How to build a tide seeker to fight? Oh, okay. That doesn't. Oh, 14 keyboard and mouse controls. There you go.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so it's on there.
Yeah, Andrew's all over it as he normally is, that sort of stuff. So. Yeah, it's good. Right, I won't go searching for it because he's already done it. That's good. Is
that 99s? Oh, but I hate that guy. But yes, PC Master.
Yes, you're right. Okay.
So the little in game, the little gear right by the drop down option command center is settings, and then controls on the left will give you all of the keyboard shortcuts.
Yeah, exactly that. All right. So anyway, so for a show that I didn't think was going to last 15 minutes, it's gone on for nearly an hour, which is great. We're 3 minutes off. Plenty of people in chat. We had a bit of a giggle tonight, okay, because it's not exactly been a technical show. So that's nice to, you know, put Stu in the hot spot. And
I just hope that the information given tonight will actually help out some players.
I hope so. Yeah. It's nice to have a bit of free time, you know.
I want to make a note real quick that a couple people have been messaging me saying that since the change in the FM, with the Citadel being in tier 2, that they have seen an uptick in Citadel token offers in the store for only 12 gold for a day.
Really?
So if you guys are planning on doing that and have to build some Citadels, just keep an eye out because that's a hell of a deal.
That is a huge difference.
That is actually. So that's the same price as a
48,
right?
Yeah. That's amazing. That's good.
That's
so that's 3 quarters a day free. Yeah. Okay. That's good. Good news. Yeah, excellent. Right. Okay. So obviously FM kicks in tomorrow. Enjoy that when it kicks back off again. Are we getting? I can't remember where we are now. We are getting back to the first set of top prize pool build tokens.
Yeah,
another week.
Your second run through this week should get you
tokens.
The tokens if you're all caught up.
Okay. You don't need to save them this week, but obviously next week you might want to save those then for the tech store raid, because if you've got things you might want to build, then save up your tokens if you're not ready for them. But obviously if you've just got liberators and you've obviously only just used the six freebie tokens that you've got for each one, then it's a nice time to start catching up, because you'll get your obviously your pull before you get the 2 days worth, and then up to 5 days worth, you know, if you like me. You know, and then you get to do, you know, so what's that? That's going to be 2, 4, 6, 8. Was it 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 tokens possible? Is that right? Is a chance? Is it 9 days worth?
If we're you, yeah. For everyone else, us mere mortals only have
7 to 9. 7 to 9, isn't it? Okay. So 9 if you're lucky. 7 if you're George.
Yeah, that's it.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay. Across the board then, Brian. Any points you want to cover, mate?
Well, append to yours. In all seriousness, yeah, that really is how you get your 4 blanks out for VXP weekend. If we do get, I'm calling it the mortar near, but if we're getting the next ship for the next raid cycle in this raid, then you do want to save your second run through of your last week. That's minimum 5 days. And in whole store raids, there's usually about 11 days worth of tokens on offer. So that's 16 days plus the time you get from actually when you start building it. So that's usually about 20 or so days. So you can get some cheap stuff out and ready. I have Liberator maths if you want it, but
Of course you have Liberator.
No,
You have everything.
saving the tokens for before the next raid is going to be really important, considering we're going into a new raid set. And I'm calling the new hull the Bastion for now, because that's the only synonym they haven't used up for the Fortress. So save some tokens, save as many tokens as you can going into the raid.
We'll talk next week about what we think the prize pool could be and how much we might have to save up to get it. But that's something for later.
the new Bastion is always in configuration tank.
Yeah, I always wrote. I wrote an article looking ahead to the April one, and I'm kind of guessing that because right now the garrison requires us to have a tank and the DPS hull, I don't see them giving us another 2 hulls next raid. So I'm guessing that we're going to need to have some sort of good tank going into it. I don't know yet, but I'll tell you what, with the amount of time that it takes to build a tank, I know I'm building another blank one just in case, because
I'm thinking Zealous could be the low.
I'm building a blank Zealous.
Yeah, I think that would be.
I'm building a Zealous because the Zealous might actually outperform the Tide because of its deflections.
Yeah, exactly that. Agreed. Okay, Monster, anything, mate? Or has he gone to sleep?
No, mate. I think you guys have covered it, mate.
Okay, mate. Go back to coining. Stu, any of you, mate? Anything?
Hopefully we'll get more free time in future. Hopefully there'll be some more of these shorter releases so we can do more things like. Because I actually had a lot of fun doing it.
Yeah, it's good fun. I hope that helps some people and that sort of stuff. And that video, go on obviously the Forsaken Council website, obviously www.forsakencouncil.co.uk, and then click on the link for Stu's channel, and he's uploaded that video. So it's his. I think he's put it on the page as well, haven't you, mate? You have, haven't you?
Yeah, no, you did.
In fact, I did. Yeah, I put it on the page for you. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, with a comment as well. That sort of stuff. We worked on that this afternoon. So it isn't a look at me, look how clever I am. You now hopefully understand that why we've put it up, and then we thought we'd have a good chat about it this evening. Good. Okay. Now we're over time. Right. Good night, everybody, and look forward to the open mic at the weekend. Take care.
Goodbye,
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.